Yo, what's up, what's up? So today, Beyond the Bars, we got a guest. My guest is named Turk. I'll let Turk introduce himself to a certain degree. If he want to say his whole name or whatever, he can do that. Or we could just, I know him by Turk.
Hi, my name is Terrance Phelps, born and raised in Greensboro, North Carolina. Everybody know me by Turk, though.
Okay. And we here today because Turk, I had a conversation with him. I did my first episode on Omar Blackwell, and Turk knew Omar Blackwell. So he reached out to me, and we wanted to sit down. I wanted to get someone in person because I had to do Omar over the prison phones. So it wasn't as interactive. Me and Turk right now, we could have a drink together. We could do a shot or something like that, you feel me? So it's more interactive, and that's what we're shooting for this episode and the next one as well. So without any further ado, when Turk did reach out to me, he told me about, he did some time as well. And he told me he did 15 years. So I was definitely intrigued, and I just want to hear more about his story. So that's what we're gonna do today. And how many years did you do, Turk?
I did 15 years.
Okay. All right, so how I like to start my show off is to try to figure out someone's background, where they were born and raised, whether they came from a one-parent home, two-parent home, you know, the things that really make a child turn into a man if they raise right, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's how I start the question. Your early background, early childhood, where'd you grow up?
Claremont. I was born in Claremont, grew up in Dudley Heights, behind Dudley.
Behind Dudley?
Yeah.
Okay, and Dudley, what is Dudley?
It's the east side.
Okay, gotcha.
Bro.
And your family dynamics, what was your family like? Did you come up in a single parent home? Did you have your mother and father? Your grandparents, did they raise you? How'd you come up?
Single mother.
Single mother?
Right.
Okay. And did your mother have, did you have a stepfather? Did she have boyfriends? What was that situation like?
Actually, I had a stepfather, but he went to prison. Matter of fact, he went to prison, federal prison in 1990.
Your stepfather?
Yeah.
And so what ages was that stepfather in your life?
I think I was approximately around 8 years old.
8 years old?
Prison, yeah.
So your stepfather, you said
right.
He was in your life for about 8 years old?
8 years old, right.
Okay, and you say he ended up doing time. How did that happen?
He ended up going to federal prison for, I want to say drug trafficking or something of that nature. I'm not really sure, but it was something of that nature.
Okay, and how long was he incarcerated?
He did 6 years, 5 or 6 years.
Okay. And are y'all still in contact today, or?
Actually, he got deported back. He was from Africa, and he got deported back to Africa.
Ah, okay. So that's why I was asking about the males in your. Who did you look up to? That was my next question. Who did you look up to? Male figures.
To be honest, I really didn't have no male figures. It might have been my next door neighbor, Mr. Howard. He used to take me to games and stuff like that. But as far as a father, who I looked up to, in my family, it wasn't really nobody.
It wasn't nobody?
Right.
Wow. So your mother, she had brothers, or your uncles wasn't nobody?
She had 2 brothers, and you know, they was older, and they stayed in different cities, so.
Okay. All right. So speaking of your male influence, you said your neighbor was possibly your male influence. So with that influence, did you want to be like your neighbor? Did you want to, what were your goals and dreams when you were young?
I was into sports, basketball, football, baseball, and he had 4 sons. So we mingled and we played sports together. So that was my goal, to play sports.
Oh yeah, and what was your sport?
Basketball, baseball, and football.
Oh, you did you was like Deion Sanders?
I did a little bit of everything, but I was best at football. Baseball and basketball.
Okay. So, were your moms coming to your games? Were your stepfather?
Yeah, my mom.
He was 8, so he was.
My stepfather was gone, but yeah, my mom she came to all my games, with AAU tournaments, all that.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man. Cause that's what helped push the athlete to push further, cause they know their parents. Somebody watch it, so you're gonna put up your best effort. So that's good. She was able to be there. Did she work?
She worked. My mom worked 3rd shift for years.
Yeah. So third shift gave her the opportunity to be at the games at the same time, but at nights that'll give you an opportunity to
do whatever I want to do. Right.
Yeah. So with you having them that free time and those those nights, did that contribute to you going in the wrong direction in any way, you think?
Yeah, it's a good possibility it did.
Yeah.
It did, yeah. Because I knew I ain't have to worry about. I came in the house when I want to, long as before she got off, So yeah, I think it did.
Okay. And yeah, that's wild. Because my mom worked third shift too, so I can definitely relate.
Right, yeah.
So what was the wildest thing you might have done when she was working third shift that you can remember? And
Ooh, I mean, it's so many things. it's so many. Like, I had an older sister and a younger sister. So my older sister, like, I sneak girls into the house, and a lot of times she'd catch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the main things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I did a lot. It's just so much. Yeah.
Okay. So, just speaking of your childhood in general, what challenge did you face as a child or teenager that was like a major turning point for you?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say, when I started high school, a lot of kids in my high school, they had parents, two-parent households. They wore nice clothes, different things, and I didn't have that luxury. You know what I'm saying? So that's what probably really started it.
Okay, that seemed like the continuous thing from kids that was raised in the '90s. Everybody say like certain other kids had nice clothes, this, that, and the third. We didn't have uniforms back then,
right?
So you had to come to school with what your parents bought
gave you,
or what you could come up with. So that in general, designer stuff kind of got us in a wrong direction early as a in our youth or whatever.
Right. I agree. Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy. I think older, Omar. He said the same thing, that they kind of watching kids have more made him want to do stuff.
Right.
So what was a big thing that you did to get what you wanted, say to get the Jordans or whatever? What was the first thing you did to get money?
Start selling drugs. That was the first thing.
You started selling drugs.
Right. Yeah.
So the neighbor that you looked up to wasn't selling drugs. So So what made you switch to the drugs? Who introduced you to the drugs?
I mean, because my family still stayed in Claremont Homes, which if you're from Greensboro, you might not even have to be from Greensboro. You know about Claremont.
Claremont, Phillips Avenue.
Yeah, so back then it was a big thing. I seen drug dealers, selling drugs, and I seen them in motorcycles, RVs, and all that type of stuff. So I was like, damn, I was 8, 9 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what it started, but it didn't really kick in until I got to high school. And I was still going back because my grandma stayed in Claremont still. So I was going back and forth. So that's how that started.
Okay. And you spent more time at your grandma's house when you started selling drugs or making that wrong turn? You was at your grandma's house or you was still back and forth at your mom?
I mean, I still was back and forth, but on the weekends I might go stay with my grandma.
Gotcha.
You know
so you
what
have
I'm saying?
more time out there to
right,
make
yeah.
that money. Dang, that's what's up, man. So with that being said, what comes with selling drugs, because I've been out there too, and you're going to see all the BS that come along, especially late hours like that. You're going to see, but at the same time, they're going to be coming right back to you if your stuff is
right.
is correct. So with that being said, eventually you get busted because you get hot one way or the other.
Right.
Or somebody snitch on you, whatever the case may be. You didn't give them a free piece. They might have did some, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to get snitched on in the street. So what was your first time getting, I guess you did get caught with the drugs at some point. What happened with you?
Oh, excuse me.
What was your first time?
Actually, my first drug charge was later, around when I was like 20, 21.
Oh, really?
My first charge was possession of a stolen car.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't get caught with drugs until later on, like in my early 20s.
So explain to me the car situation. I'm curious now.
Back then I never personally stole a car myself, but guys I hung with stole neons. That was the big thing back then.
Oh, really? Neon? I remember the neons.
In the late 90s, that was the big thing, neons. So they'd steal them and I'd drive them. You know what I'm saying? And one of my partners ended up getting caught. I don't know if he told. Well, evidently he had to tell on everybody. So they had me charged with five counts of possession of a stolen automobile. And at the time, my then girlfriend was pregnant with my oldest daughter.
Wait a minute. So at this time, how old are you when you get your girlfriend pregnant?
I was 16, about to turn 17.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's early. Yeah, so at 16, 17, you got your baby mama pregnant. Or she had the child when you were 17. How did it
Yeah,
go?
I was 17 when she had a child. I was 17. It was the year 2000, so I was 17 about to turn 18.
Okay, okay,
Right.
okay. That's and at that point you about to go to jail at the same time for the stolen car.
Actually, I was in jail when she was pregnant.
You was in jail when she was pregnant.
Yeah, and part of the reason why I got felonies on my record now because she was about to have a baby, and I ended up pleading out on probation so I could get out.
So you just went over like, man, just let me get out to my newborn, and that was your
Right.
daughter.
Yeah, that was my oldest daughter.
Okay, your newborn daughter, and you was like, just get me out of here.
Just get me out of jail.
So you took a early felony, and as a black man, that early felony it hurts you all through your life. It all through your life, and that's why on this channel we do not glorify prison. We do not glorify crimes. We just putting it out here, and maybe we could change somebody else how they look at life or make a bad decision. They'll think about it twice. So so you end up staying in the county the whole time, or you got bonded out and then had to go back to court?
No, I ended up taking a plea for probation to get out.
Ah, gotcha.
So they automatically put that felony on my record.
Ah, gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha. Damn, that's fucking. That's crazy.
And back then, it's not like now where if you're a juvenile, you don't go to jail and get charged as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're 16, well, back then, you get a felony conviction.
Yeah, once you're over 16, it's a felony conviction.
And you in jail with adults. It ain't like that no more though.
Right. So that's the thing. When you went to jail, your first day going to jail, were you scared? Where were you at, like mentally?
I mean, actually, I went my first time going to jail. The school resource officer took me to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to Dudley, but I ended up transferring because I stayed in trouble at Dudley to Southern Guilford, and that was my first trip in jail at Southern Guilford. Yeah.
So he took you there, and your mom had to come get you. Your grandma.
Yeah, my mom had to come sign me out, but she let me stand there for a couple of days.
Really, man?
Yeah.
So what did you do to escalate like that? What you...
I mean, I was actually catching the bus over my cousin daddy's house. So, making a long story short, the bus driver didn't let me off at my stop. I ended up cussing her out. All right, so the next day when I go back to get on the bus and I get to the school, the sheriff right there waiting on me. So they charged me with communicating the threat, and I had a fifth of liquor in my book bag.
You got caught with a fifth of liquor.
Yeah.
So that was your thing to do? Because I smoked when I went to school, but I ain't drink when I went to school. But you would take some liquor and drink.
No, actually, I was more of a smoker back then.
Okay.
So the drinks was probably for the girls and stuff.
Okay,
like that.
everybody was gonna get a little bit of it. Okay. Y'all was going to school to party.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Damn, I hate you. So it seemed like you started making poor decisions or bad choices like early.
Real early, yeah.
And that led to your. What was the first time? So you went to jail. What was your first time having to stay in jail or go to prison? What age were you then?
My first real significant amount of time was, I want to say, in 2000. I stayed in jail for about, I want to say about 6 months, and then I went to boot camp. And I stayed in boot camp for about 3 months. So I'm gonna say like 9 months.
So wait a minute, with boot camp, how does that go? Is that a program that the
it was part of the courts and the Department of Correction back then.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of that boot camp, and I was getting in trouble about the same time.
Yeah, they had boot
but
camp.
that was just a Greensboro thing, maybe.
No. It was a North Carolina.
It was a North Carolina thing.
Right. Yeah.
So how long you had to go to the boot camp?
I went to boot camp for 3 months.
3 months, okay. And that was right here in Greensboro. You had to go something.
Basically, boot camp was an alternative to going to prison. So
Gotcha.
they let you go to boot camp first, and if you messed up a boot camp, you go to prison. Yeah.
Oh, but while you in boot camp, you with other people that been getting in trouble.
Right.
Did they influence you to get in more trouble, or you think, or?
Nah, because they didn't give you the opportunity, because it was like ran strict. It was like from the ages of 16 to 25. So
Oh wow.
it was ran pretty strict. Like they ain't
played.
Yeah.
Damn, that's what's up. I ain't never heard the boot camp thing.
Yeah, they had the East and the West. I was at West. It was right beside High Rise and Foothills.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So, is it a specific turning point in your life that you were like, I'm gonna end up in prison, or I'm messing up? Like, what was that like? Was it a certain time when knew you was messing up?
I'm gonna say it came later. Like when I was young, like 15, 16, because I started selling drugs when I was 14.
Right.
So 15, 16, when I started getting in trouble, my mindset was, oh, I got probation for that. You know what I'm saying?
So you ain't
I
taking
got a
it
slap in the
serious.
wrist. I ain't taking it serious. So I ain't really realized the significance was in I want to say 2005 when I got my first prison sentence. I got 16 months. Okay, 16 months. I came home in the end of 2006. I got locked up in 05. So that's when I was like, well, damn, I might need to tighten up. But I still had that hustle mentality in me, like, man, I ain't doing no 16 months.
Right.
But the whole time I've been in and out of jail.
Yeah.
From 16 to 20, 21, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that 16 month didn't really change you at all. It wasn't long enough, you don't think?
No, it definitely wasn't long
enough. It wasn't long enough. Wow.
It wasn't long enough.
Damn. So after that 16 months, you come home and then what do you, like you say, you get back to the hustler mentality. How long before you get back in trouble? You on probation at this point?
No, I wasn't on probation.
Okay.
At the time I had 2 daughters by now. My oldest was, Kiki was 6, Nene was 3.
Okay.
So, I had to provide for my daughters. I wasn't used to working,
Yeah.
So, I stayed out about 9 months. Before I really went to the big house.
So between the 16 months, you stay out 9 months, and then you go back, you get back in some shit. I mean, what happened? You go back to jail, you didn't bond out. What happened at that point?
As far as like, the streets, they say, went to another level. I started selling like a little bit significant amount of drugs then.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And that's how you was taking care of the family at the end of the day.
Right.
What did you get caught with after them 9 months? What did you build yourself up to at that point?
At that point, I got caught with street terms, a big eighth, which is like 120, 223 grams, which isn't much. But
yeah, but it's still significant.
Right.
It's still significant. And like you say, if you flipping it right, you could take care of your family and do some more stuff. So yeah, definitely. So what was the sentence once you got caught for that? Did you go straight to prison? Like, did you stay in jail, go straight to prison, or you bonded out again?
Nah, I didn't bond out this time.
Okay. You already knew you were jammed up. You had to do some time.
I ain't bond out this time.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, what was your bond? I mean,
when I first got locked up, my bond was a number of 100,000.
Okay.
Right, but let me rewind it a few months. I had made bond on a shooting the occupied dwelling and assault with a deadly weapon. So I was out on bond.
Wait a minute. So that happened before you got caught with the drugs. You had got in something with a gun.
Gun, right.
Oh, you was you was out here wilding.
It was real.
But we all, I done been there too, so I ain't pointing no fingers or making you feel no kind of way. But that's wild. So it's back to back stuff. And that's how it is with that fast money and fast life. A lot of times stuff start happening back to back, and it's like a snowball. You just can't. It ain't no brakes on it.
Right.
So basically, you stay in jail at that point. What's your second bid after that 16? You get out. You have a shooting incident. I ain't saying you shot somebody, but somebody got shot.
Right.
And then you get caught with a big A. How long a sentence do you do for those crimes together? Because you still got to answer for the other one.
Basically, if y'all ain't familiar, the feds, they used my prior convictions when I was young to career me out. So my total sentence for the state's crimes went up by 5 years. But federal crime was 25 years. They just used the prior convictions to career me out.
Wow.
So it automatically put me up. So
Wait a minute. So you done went from 16 months to facing 30 years.
Right.
God. And that's basically because firearm by a felon. So that's what I'm getting at, y'all. It go right back to getting a felony at an early age, and he was just trying to get home to his kids. That's what got him with the felony. And then next thing you know, it snowballed until now he doing something and got a pistol with him or whatever, and now the firearm by a felon, and the feds can't pick it up or the state can pick it up, depending on what's going on. But the feds pick his up, so that's crazy work right there. Yeah. That's a really big change. So so you end up looking at 30 years, 30 years for that. Now 2 crimes. That's uh, dealing with a gun and getting caught with some drugs.
Correct.
Uh, man. So once you, how long do you stay in jail before you get sentenced? Like you know what you're looking at this point. How does that go? Because you got state and you got federal crimes.
Actually, I stayed in jail 6 months before the feds. No, the feds indicted me after 3 months,
Oh, okay.
but I stayed in jail about 6 months.
Ah, and then you found out, that pretty much what you looking at.
Right.
So were you able to plea out to the state? Did they run the cases concurrent?
Nah, I ended up pleading out to the state because they were trying to charge me with habitual felony, which was like my first plea was 11 to 14 years.
Ah, man.
Right. So then I still had the Fed case. So I ended up pleading out to 5 to 7 years with the state.
Oh, man. That's rough. So with that being said, and that all happened because you got that felony when you was 17 years old early,
Right.
and it just added on and made it you into a habitual at this point
Right.
because of the crimes behind that.
Right.
And it also added points to your federal guidelines, where
Yep.
they raise your points
sentencing guidelines,
and max
yep.
you out pretty much. Golly, man, that's rough. So, who did that crime that you committed? Who did it affect? Both of the crimes. If you want to go into detail on the gun situation, you can. But as far as the drugs, who did that affect?
It affected everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, right. My family, mom, sister, kids, the victim family. So, yeah.
Everybody pretty much. It didn't help anybody.
No, it didn't help.
And it definitely didn't help you.
Right.
Yeah, that's why we don't glorify crimes at all. We want to give y'all these stories to make sure that you don't do anything along the same lines or get caught up really young and get a felony young because you're just trying to get things that you see others with. So we just want to push that narrative as much as possible and keep people from getting in trouble. That's the main thing for this conversation. So at this point, you plea out to the state crime, the federal crime. How long is it before you go to prison from the jail? How long? What year is it, and how long?
All right. Well, actually, I pleaded to the state crime. The feds, they do a pre-sentencing investigation and all that before you actually go to court and get sentenced. So I pleaded guilty to the November. I don't know the exact date in November, but it was November. I pleaded guilty to a shooting the occupied dwelling. They dropped assault with a deadly weapon. So I ended up getting 60 to 81 months for that.
Now, you know what you're looking at, but when did it really hit you with the time? Like when the judge said, did it hit you when your lawyer came to you? When did exactly your heart drop? Like, dang, this is my life. What?
My heart, to be honest, when I was in federal court, like the federal courtroom is not like state court. Go to federal court, the judge sit way up in the air, so you know you in some shit then. To be honest,
the further the
judge up, he way up there. You like, yeah, that's when it really hit, and that was in what I didn't get my federal sentence in 2009. I was already in state then, so.
Okay, and man, so you had to do the state situation first.
Right.
And when you were getting released, they came and picked you up. How did that go?
The marshals, the federal marshals came and got me from the state prison. Yeah, 2012, August 2012.
So in your head, did you think that it was gonna be a possibility that you might slip through the cracks and you able to go home after?
At one point in time, I did. I ain't gonna lie. Because my counselor called me down, and she didn't say nothing about the feds. Like I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the day I was set to get released, they was right there waiting on me.
Yeah.
They was
My
right there.
God. So speaking of that, what was your first day like? Your first day behind bars in prison? What was that like?
What, in the feds or the state?
In the state.
In the state, my first, I think I processed at Salisbury. Yeah, so processing, that ain't really nothing. But
Okay.
as far as like the actual prison system, I was at Caswell County. It was all right. I was in medium custody, so that ain't nothing.
Okay. You wasn't in no close custody
Nah,
situation.
nah.
Now, I understand it's like a transfer station in Greensboro or something like that. So when you going to prison, do they take you to some road they take
Yeah,
you down?
it's called the chicken coop.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's called a chicken coop.
Browns over here, Greens over
there.
there.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Petey Pablo said that.
Yeah, Petey Paulo said in song, so I just want to bring it up. So your first day, they strip you down, they take you in there. How does that go? Is it like
Back
degrading?
then, I don't know how they do it now, but back then they take you in there, they strip you down, they pour shampoo on your head, the killer lights and all that. So that's how they do that.
Okay. And you think that's to degrade you, like make you feel less than a man, or they just
Most likely it is.
Yeah. So being that you never did time or anything like that, and this your first time really in that situation, what was the biggest adjustment that you had to make? Because I'm sure.
Shit, there's so many. Being away from my family, like my kids, it don't really sink in until you actually away and you can't see them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that was my biggest adjustment right there.
And your youngest child at that point was how old?
My youngest one at that time. Are we talking about when the state prison? Okay,
When
that was in 07. So my youngest one was Nene was about 4.
Okay,
Yeah, she was
about 4.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you couldn't even really talk to her on the phone.
To him, yeah.
You know, it wasn't no understanding there. That's kind of what I was hitting at. And what was I gonna say? So when you get in there, your typical day, what is it like? Do you get a job? Do you go to school?
I'm doing process. You don't do none of that. Like when you process, you just sit around, lay around, try to get on the phone when you can, watch TV. That's as far as process.
Right. So when you got to the next spot, Caswell.
Excuse me. When I got to Caswell, it's a little different.
What was your day like?
You had a class. You get up in the morning, get yourself together, go to class, and 9 times out of 10 you're gonna work or go to class. So you work, go to class, come home. You know what I'm saying? Around that time, shit, what was that? 07, 08, it was like doing a water restriction. So
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you went to roll squad, you had to wait to come home, get out, take a shower and all that. So it was a little different.
They were controlling the water pretty much.
Yeah.
It was only certain hours you could shower.
Yeah. So, typical day, like you come home, you get off work, when they turn the shower on, shower, lock down 9 o'clock, talk on the phone for a few hours,
Now, being that that's a minimum custody, did you see any violent acts while you were in there, like any riots, somebody getting stabbed?
I mean, it went down. Like minimum custody, it went down. I ain't gonna say stabbings. You don't see too many stabbings.
Right.
Not where I was at, but fights. Go to the red door, get it in. If you got beef with somebody, or you just have a disagreement, go to the red door, fight.
Okay.
It was a little different back then. Now it was a bit different. Now everybody's stabbing now.
Yeah, that's what they say. They say ain't nobody fighting. What about the drugs and the food situation in there?
I'm gonna be honest with you. The food was horrible.
The food horrible.
Yeah, horrible. Yeah, food was horrible. As far as the drugs, I ain't never been a big drug user. I smoke a little weed, drink a little bit, but the drugs was high too. I mean, it's prison.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's about it.
So the food, you said the food was trash. So you was, how was you getting your money in there? Was somebody sending you money? Did you figure out a hustle?
At that point, in 07, 08, I had a little money left.
Okay.
Left. So my baby mama, she'd send me a little money here and there. No matter of fact, I had got locked up with a couple thousand.
Okay.
So I was good for a couple years. Yeah.
Okay. So did you have to fight in the state prison? What was your situation?
Nah, state prison, Greensboro, we're from Greensboro, Caswell County, 30, 45 minutes. So
you right at home in your backyard.
Greensboro, Winston,
Okay.
High Point, yeah. So it wasn't too much fighting. It was some fights, but not.
Nothing major,
Yeah,
okay.
nothing major.
Now, when you went to federal time, let's kind of fast forward. When you went to federal time, what was the difference what was your first day coming in federal?
Federal is a lot different from state prison.
In a good way or bad way?
I mean, good, bad. It has its pros and cons. As far as food better. commissary, you know, communication with your family is a lot better, you know.
Okay, okay. And so that was your longest bid. So
Right.
you probably saw a little bit of everything in there,
A whole lot of everything.
yeah. And what was the craziest thing you might have seen in the federal situation?
Ooh, the craziest. Hmm. Damn, it's so damn many. Shit. it's so many. What
Crazy,
like in violent way
it
or
could be violent. It could be just a crazy fight. It can be some homosexual activity that you might have caught you off guard. Like what the heck's going on? So anything crazy that's not not the typical what you see in the world. You know what I mean?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Sure.
I think my first day. No, this wasn't my first day. This might have been my first week in Butler because I went to Butler, North Carolina, for my federal sentence. So,
I think that's where R. Kelly at now. Or he
had the medium. He had the medium.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
He's still there. Shit, man, it's damn. It's just it's so much. Yeah, it was fights. See, in the federal system, especially while I was at Butler, it was a lot of guys from D.C.
Okay, that ain't far from home for them.
Yeah, it ain't far from home. You know, everything in D.C. go federal.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm gonna say my first couple of days there, you know, DC they use the terms of Mo, Slim,
and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them guys they not trying to be funny, they homosexuals or whatever.
Dang.
So it's just everything is just natural for them to be like, yo, what's up, Mo? What's up, Slim? God damn, you got a fat ass smacking each other on the ass.
Oh wow, yeah, that's crazy.
That's
crazy.
the DC. That's the DC card. That's just
wow,
you know what I'm
the DC
saying?
card crazy like
that.
Yeah, that's the first time me hearing that.
Right, yeah, DC is off the chain.
Wow.
So that kind of caught me off guard, like, oh.
Yeah, let me back up.
You know
I thought DC was cool, but you was like, I ain't getting close to that car.
Yeah.
So what car were you considered? What car were you in?
And when I was at Butler, North Carolina, it was city for city, so Greensboro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because a lot of people from North Carolina go to Butler.
Was there?
They try to keep you close. You know what I'm saying? At first, until you get into some trouble. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. So they basically try to make the time as easy as possible. You make it hard. You can make it hard.
Exactly.
Okay.
Feds, that's the difference between feds and states. They don't care.
So it sounds like you got jammed up around the same time where cell phones was really taking off. So at the same time, was it cell phones in the feds? Did you have communication with the outside?
When I got locked up in 07, Facebook had just really hit. You know, cell phones. I had before I left the streets, I didn't have no touch screen. I had a flip phone.
Okay, so flip phone.
I ain't see cell phones until later on in my bid, like 2019, 20.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't no cell. We didn't have no cell phones then.
Wow.
Yeah, in the early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Okay, so I want to ask you, like, kind of fast forward again from you during that time and your mindset that you were in when you were young. How have you changed as a person since doing the crime and the time?
Mentally, I've changed because I ain't even gonna say mentally. It's just like nowadays. Back then, I was more materialistic. You know, who got this, who got that, trying to keep up with that. Now, as you got older, us being in our 40s, it's more about family.
Yeah.
What we trying to build for our family. Back then, we wasn't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? We worried about the latest cars, latest clothes, and stuff like that. So mentally, I've changed in that aspect. Like, yo, family first. I got to make sure my kids right. So that comes with growth, and it comes, you know,
now
age.
Also, I'm from North Carolina as well, and I was brought up in a Christian faith kind of thing. And as I've grown, I've become more spiritual than religious. So did you find religion while you were incarcerated, or how did that go for you?
Yeah, I always, you know, religious wise, believed in God. You know, I always did that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like religious, back then it was a little different in the prison system. Like, as far as when I first got incarcerated to later on, like it was a big difference. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely was always been a firm believer in God.
Okay,
You
yeah,
know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying? Yeah.
For sure. So that's I want to touch on a little, personal growth with you. And how do you feel like you redeem yourself? Like, how does your kids look at you now? How are your relationships being that you miss a good portion of their lives? Like, how did that time affect your family?
Yeah, it affected significantly. Like my oldest daughter, yeah, we cool, we tight. You know what I'm saying? Because when I went to prison, she was what 6, 7 years old. My
Okay.
youngest was 2, 3.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. My youngest, both of them doing good. I'm proud of both of them. You
That's
know what I'm
that's
saying?
good, Turk. That's good, man.
So as far as my middle daughter, I didn't spend much time with her.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But we still talk, from time to time. But my oldest, she right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and I got the youngest. My youngest, she's about to be 3. So, you
Okay. So, speaking of, we talk about your kids and we looking back at yourself. What would you have told your younger self? Now that you're at this age, if you could have talked to your 15-year-old self, what was something that you would have said to possibly change how life took its turn? What would you say?
oh man, that's a good question too. I would say, you know what I'm saying? Damn, stay motivated. Like it's a lot of, yeah, indeed, it's different times and it's a lot more going on now. But stay motivated, and at the end of the day, ain't nobody got you but you. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of your family, you know what I'm saying, whoever, you got to make sure that you're good. You know what I'm saying? See, back then, I didn't have no advice. I didn't have no male role model, none of that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So now I tell my kids, like, make sure that you're good. You're first. A lot of times in life, we put other people first. They're not going to put you first. So
Right.
that's what I tell my daughters. I tell my oldest daughter now, like, make sure you all right. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Okay. I can definitely feel that, man. I would tell my younger self the same thing. Like,
Right.
and that's what I've learned. That's what I do now. Like, I can't make sure my kids good if I'm not good.
Right.
So I got to make sure I'm good
Good
financially, mentally, in every
aspect.
aspect.
Right.
So they're good as well. And we're gonna close it, but I just want a quick question. Is it anything that I might have forgot to ask that you wanna bring up, or because we kind of it's a fast interview, even though we talk about a lot.
A
Is
lot.
it
Right.
is it something that you want to speak on?
Um, I mean, not really. Not
Okay,
really. Yeah.
okay.
You just about touched on everything.
Yeah, that's good stuff,
Yeah.
man. Well, I hope, like I said, we're not here to glorify anything about prisons or crimes. We just want to make sure that the youth can look at this and possibly change some decisions that they may make, and also learn from this wise man right here. Because listen to him talk. I could tell he's grown as a person. I could, when I'm talking to him, when we talk about the 16-year-old self and 20-year-old self. I can kind of feel it. I could feel his energy from that time frame too. So I could definitely see the growth in him, and I hope he continue going through life, taking care of his kids, and being there for his kids as well, man. Setting that good example that he's setting now. So without any further ado, Turk, I appreciate the interview, man.
No doubt. I got you.